everybody. I'm Mr. Pissed.
And I'm Mrs. Pissed.
And we're pissed.
Except I'm really not that pissed. But
She's not pissed today.
I'm not that pissed today, so.
This is our series on, well, what the hell is happening to this world and why we're pissed about it. Well, you said you're not too pissed today, huh?
Well, are you pissed today?
Frankly, I wrote a letter to Barack Obama this weekend about the Reverend Wright issue. And basically saying that I'd piss at him because instead of answering the second Wright problem by telling the world that Wright has a right, if you will, to his discussion about what's wrong with America, that he should have gone up and said, you know, why, yeah, you don't agree with him, but why in the hell do people believe the American government created AIDS? What has happened to America that basically has brought us to this point? I think if he'd have done that, he'd have maintained a higher spiritual profile. He's held to a higher standard. Now he's another politician, and a black politician. And what pisses me off on top of this is now white racist America has found the chink in the armor in order to not elect a black politician. Now it's not the movement of Barack Obama anymore, it's a black politician that's just doing what politicians do. You and I have been back and forth about whether or not this could cost him the nomination.
So if he has a right problem, does that make it wrong? Funny.
She's the humor part of the
Yes.
equation here.
No, I think you're totally overblowing this. Just wait until people start getting a good look at what McCain has to offer.
I agree, but look, the worry I have is the dominoes fall down. Basically, Barack Obama loses somehow. He loses the nomination.
Well,
Hillary's the candidate,
that's a
and
different kettle of fish.
everyone votes against Hillary.
That's a different kettle of fish.
And I think
I mean,
unfortunately,
if Hillary gets the nomination, I mean, you can kiss it goodbye, because if she wins it, it's because it was stolen from Obama.
well, don't you think that this was Hillary's? I mean, it may not have been her plan all along, but this Reverend Wright thing played right into her hands.
Well, of course it did.
It took him off of the mantle. It took him off, and he made the wrong move when he needed to make the right one.
So?
And boom, now he's just another Paul.
So?
He's not a movement anymore.
So? You think she's better? You think that?
No, I don't. I don't.
So,
but I'm thinking in terms of the American electorate.
Well, the American electorate is speaking, and they're giving him the nomination. I mean, he's winning. In case you hadn't noticed it.
Yeah, but his poll numbers are going down like a stone.
Oh, they are not. They are not.
He was supposed to win Indiana. He's now going to lose Indiana by probably 4 points.
Oh, you don't know that.
All right.
You don't know that.
All right.
You don't know that.
The letter I wrote to him, everybody, I told him to disregard his goddamn political advisors at this point. I understand Axelrod is good and whatever else, but he's got to get back on his track. He's got to get back on the spiritual tone, on the bigger issues, on the smarter, wider, more thoughtful Barack Obama. He's got to lose this bullshit where he plays tit for tat. I don't know that he will. John Kerry didn't. He listened to all of his...
He already has.
I told him... Wait, let me finish.
Let
me finish.
It's done.
I told him that he needs to come up before Tuesday, preferably tomorrow. This is Sunday before. This is the 4th of May. Preferably tomorrow, he needs to come up and he needs to do a major speech on something like, how do we deal with the poor in this country? How do we deal with the issues of alienation? And why did we get there? And how come it's the greatest nation in the world? We don't give a shit about the lower class, and we just let them fly off into nowhere.
He's too busy campaigning. He's too busy.
But that's the point of the campaign. The point of the campaign Yeah, he's too busy trying to bowl. Is that it?
No.
Too busy. I mean, come on. He's too busy shooting hoops in Indiana, so everybody can go, he's a loser. Bullshit, you know?
No, he's busy doing it so that he can meet people and.
Do you really think that gets votes?
Yes, of course it does.
Everybody knows what these two are about now. They get all of their news from this stupid fucking CNN, from CNN. I mean, don't you believe that? Don't you believe them? Look at what happened when Hillary cried that one day in New Hampshire. Oh my God, suddenly she's back in the race again. Why? Because everybody saw it on CNN in New Hampshire. They watch this shit, and they believe what they see on television. I mean, not everybody reads the precious blogs, dear. In fact, hardly anybody
I know
reads
they
the
don't.
blogs.
And
Now I'm making her pissed at me. This happens all the time, guys. This happens all the time.
Because you're not making any sense.
I am making sense.
Both of the candidates are out there campaigning. They're busy making appearances. They're busy going from place to place to meet people.
Well,
because that's what campaigning is all about.
He wasn't too busy in his busy campaign to do the Philadelphia speech, which was a gem.
Well, because they had 6 weeks between the two primaries.
All right,
they had 6 weeks. They had plenty of time.
Okay, he's not going to answer my mail. He's not going to call me like I suggested.
He's got 2 days to get out there and meet as many people as he can.
All right.
He's not going to take...
He's not going to gamble at all on
No,
a big
he's not
major
going to
speech.
take time out of the
But
day
you know what?
to do a major speech because it's
know
not
what?
necessary.
He's got to stop the Hillary momentum. Do you agree with that? Do you agree that he has to stop the Hillary momentum?
There is no Hillary momentum. It's all a figment of Hillary's and the press's imagination.
What happens if
What
happens if she wins North Carolina? I'm just asking you. What then?
Depends on by how much she wins. Because it's not a winner take all.
I understand that. And I understand ultimately at the end of the day that we have race riots on our hands if he doesn't get this nomination.
You see, he is ahead by enough right now that even if he loses by 20 points in every single primary that's yet to be done, he would still win. He would still have more delegates. He would still have a larger popular vote.
Okay.
You know.
I understand that. Then let's look at the bigger issue. Let me ask you the bigger issue.
You're just scared. That's what it is.
You know what I'm scared of?
Afraid.
You know what I'm scared of more than anything else? Is if Barack Obama stops being Barack Obama and starts being a goddamn politician. And if he tries to do this with McCain...
He's not doing it. Have you heard him out there? Have you heard him dissing Hillary?
But I haven't heard him...
Have you heard him saying nasty things about Hillary Clinton?
But my feeling is for a black man to be elected in this country, which is still basically a racist country at its core, for a black man to be elected, he has to be extraordinarily good. He has to be extraordinarily spiritual. He has to inspire people to the point where...
Okay, then I guess it's all lost then, because he's not spiritual enough, I guess. If you don't think he's spiritual, then he's not spiritual enough, and it's lost.
I think he is spiritual enough. I think the problem is...
Then why are you so worried about it?
Because I think he might start doing what politicians do.
Well, he hasn't. I mean...
He just did with Reverend Wright.
No, he didn't.
Oh, you don't think so, huh?
No, what did he do? He didn't do anything.
He lost his credibility as a politician. Have you been watching the news? They're branding him as just another politician now. The Barack Obama movement and the magic, they're saying it. You saw it on McLaughlin last night, right? You saw them say that on McLaughlin, right?
He didn't do anything.
That's correct. What he didn't do is what I'm worried about. All right, well, let's move on. All right, well, thanks. We'll come back some other time. And Mr. and Mrs. Piss, signing off.